So I was hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. It's Sherika Brown, of course. We're on another episode of Sherika Be Talking because I be talking. And I was just looking at this video on my Instagram Reels, and it was basically a girl saying, like, if you have a daughter for fathers, like having a sex talk with them, just telling them to say no and stuff is not enough because there's so many real life situations that you're put into where saying no is just hard to do. And I wanted to speak on this topic because I think it's something very valid and, alarming. Thankfully, I have always been very strong minded. Thank God. That's why people cannot convince me that I'm not chosen because I've been in situations where things could have went left, but God willingly, I was able to just, save myself in a lot of situations and have a mind on my own. And my no always meant no, and things like that. But just to speak on the situation, I do think in general that fathers, whether you're present in the household or not, need to have those sex talks, in particular with both their sons and their daughters, especially your daughters. Because if a woman says no, the woman has the power. The woman has the power. We don't walk around and we don't act like it because we don't know. A lot of times someone isn't teaching you that. And I credit even my great uncles and everything, and possibly the reason why I am the way I am and how I take my body as a temple and I take everything so seriously when it comes to, just me being a pure woman. And my great uncles as young as like a kid, I can remember my Uncle Beaver, my Uncle Rock. Like my Uncle Beaver would tell you like close your legs. My Uncle Peabody, they would tell you don't sit in no man's lap. My Uncle B would say that's your purse, your pocketbook. You keep your pocketbook closed. It was just little terminology they would use instead of being explicit, but it was important in the foundation of raising a young woman. And I say that my village did a really good job with creating who I am today, as far as my self respect as a woman. And I think a lot of dads and just men in the community in general don't sit down and have that talk with their daughters. Like my daddy, he was very firm. He instilled like a fear in me where I ain't even really want no boy texting my phone. Like, oh no, you can't text my phone for the longest. I didn't even give a guy my number. Like I didn't start giving guys my number probably to high school, like late in life is when I felt okay with texting a guy back because I was just like, like they let me know, like they don't mean you no good. These little boys, they don't mean you no good. They all in it for themselves. You can be cute, you can be all of that, but they want one thing from you. They made it very clear to me very early, very young. So I thank all the men in my life for, you know, just instilling those things in me that made me, know the game in so many words. I grew up saw my uncles and my cousin be players like, and I know I didn't want to be one of those women like the women that they mess with. So I saw real life examples of what I wanted to be and what I did not want to be more than anything. So a lot of people just don't sit down. For some reason, women like to hear relationship advice from men. They don't take it from us women. They want to hear it from men. We can be, very few of us women know the game and we can get a game to women, but for some reason, it just lands better when it's coming from a man. And fathers like sugarcoat it, whether it's the cool dad or the strict dad, they dance around the topic of sex like it ain't something that needs to be discussed. And honestly, these days, it ain't even a such thing as too early to be discussing these things with your kids because they got iPads with social media. They seeing everybody else. They running into content because children don't really have protection. So having those talks and sitting down and figuring out, how to approach your particular child with that sex talk, it gotta happen. Like it's so important that you teach your kids to be pure and to have a mind of their own, and just learn their selves before they go out trying to mix their biology and their body fluids with somebody else. A lot of little girls be doing things because they feel pressured into doing it way before it's even time. They don't even know their favorite color, what kind of bra they like, what bra size they wear. It's like learn yourself, like learn your body, learn hygiene, learn what soap works for you, what deodorant works for you. Learn the basics before you get into, all the things that people will peer pressure you into doing, like sex and all the other things. And then, people start talking about you and, creating rumors, because before you can even learn how to protect yourself and, take care of your body, you out here doing what grown folks do. And the girl was giving examples in her video, like, oh, you might be in a situation with a boy and you need to call me, or you text me an emergency word and I call you. And to me, even those type of things ain't real deal. Men have to get real explicit with their daughters and stuff, to the point where you like, listen, you shouldn't ever be in no four walls with a young boy by yourself. If a boy is interested in you at a young age and he want to take you out, y'all should always be somewhere in the public where there are other people around and there's witnesses around. And when y'all are done with that, you need to take your antennas home. Your first date should never be in the comfort of your home or the comfort of somebody else's home. It should never be you and him alone, because you already put yourself in danger. Women have to know that a man is stronger than you. A little boy is stronger than a little girl. I don't care how bad you think you is, how tough you think you is, how many people you done beat up in life. There has to be boundaries. And when a man really break it down and give his daughter examples and tell her what a man want, how a man think, instead of thinking like, I don't want my daughter to view me that way. Just be real. The male species is different than the female species, and we can quickly do things. It's the reason why a woman can only be pregnant with a baby at one time, but a man can go and get 10 different women pregnant and they all be born within the same month. Like, you have to be real with your daughters so that they can understand the reality of the world, because I think a lot of women are judged for being thoughts and being this and being that, when it's just a lack of education. And sometimes people are a victim of men because they were touched, or, and they become promiscuous because at such a young age, their minds was tempered and they was messed with, and it exposed them to things and made them, crave things that their innocent body would not have wanted if they had not been turned over to hands of a monster, in so many words. But if men take their life experiences, because most dads have been through those things and they know the real, and just give your daughter the game, like give it all to her, tell her the real, tell her the raw, and tell her why it's not worth it, I think a lot of young women will be in a much better place in space. But I hope this helps somebody, one of y'all dads, and just encourage your dad to just pull your daughter to the side and have that talk, whether you think it's too early, too late, or in between. I feel like it feels good coming from a father figure hearing the real. But y'all know I'll be back because I be talking. Peace.